Today on the channel, we explore a home lost in time. A place where curtains still hang, the beds are still made, and the plants, long dead, sit exactly where they were left. Every room feels paused, like the owners simply stepped out for a moment and never returned. There's no signs of chaos, vandalism, no rush, just silence and decay. In the kitchen, dishes remain stacked behind empty pots, a birdcage sits abandoned, its last resident long gone, and framed photographs still watch over the dust. But this house doesn't just hold objects, it holds questions. Who lived here? Why did they leave? And when did time finally stop ticking inside these walls? We're not just here to explore today, we're here to listen, to search for quiet clues, and to try and piece together a forgotten story of why everything was left behind. Okay explorers, so we are inside Maison Cactus or Cactus House, an abandoned house here in Belgium, and it's an absolute amazing time capsule. We're going to get straight into this. I mean, we're stood at the back door now. The back door leads straight into some old barns, but look at this. Doors open, ivy growing up the outside, cobwebs literally everywhere, clothes left on the floor as if they're about to come home and wash them. But look at this. The old plants, bird cage rusting away on top of this dresser. And this is why it's called Cactus Mansion. Mason. The house is literally full of old, decayed, dying cactuses. Look at this. Just filled with clothes. That's been emptied out. The decay in here is pretty insane. Big old vase there, plant, pot, little mousetrap syringes. This is an old farm, so it does explain why there is syringes around. It's not people coming in or homeless. Literally thousands of dying plants littered all around this home. This is some sort of kitchen, by the way, that we're in. It's got the Perspex PVC roof, cobwebs literally all the way around this place. More just hanging between the doors, look. You've even got the tea cloth still hung up. A proper Belgium time capsule. We'll have a good look around though. Wow, look at that shelf, perfectly giving way under the weight of those, they look almost new glasses, but have obviously sat here for a long time. There's debris and dust, remnants of where mice have been. Mirror above this old sink, I couldn't think of the name for it, it'll come to me. But dishes, huge ass spoons. Is that food, or once upon a time was? Jeez. Belfast sink, see, it came to me. Oh my god, there's still fat in that old pot under the sink here. And look at this, washing waiting to be done. You can see the mould coming in on the spoon. I mean, how quick do you leave a property to leave dishes to be done, and they're still sat here today? I mean, you have to leave pretty quick, eh? Old black and white photo, but the face is ripped. Oh my days, utensils under there. But whoever lived here was a big fan of the old plants. Definitely. Old chicken coop out back. just completely hidden by this overgrowth. We do have a back door here, but these are locked, look, and it just shows how long it's been since anybody's used these doors. Cobwebs completely covering the corners. When we're looking for abandoned houses, that is what we look for. August 2004 on this newspaper. And he's even sat and done the crossword look. Wow, so the last owner of this house, that's his handwriting. That's pretty cool. Old matchbooks. Just sat on this dresser. Letters. Yellow pages, looks quite new that. Here he is, here's our gentleman. The last owner of the property passed away here. This is all of his possessions. He's even got some cannon. Is that confetti cannon? Yeah. So he must have had a celebration just before he passed away. Zanka cooker. Look how rusty that is. Of course we'll have a look. Look at the cobwebs down the side. Jeez. And look, we're still in the first room. We're just making our way down towards where the house opens up. Look, his cardigan still over the back of the chair, showing that he just sat in this spot. Probably looked out that window. Another chicken coop there. Humans are a creature of habit, so he probably sat there quite often. That was probably his spot. What on earth's this? Wow, I've never seen this before. Is it a sort of cooker or heater? Wow, it's like a table though. The old iron, got some weight to it. That's strange, never seen that before. PV written on the side there, or RV. Wow. If anyone knows what that is, let me know, guys. Pheasant and peacock feathers. Oh, look. The last living plant in this old house that's been abandoned for 11 years. And look, we have Jesus still sat perfectly, surrounded by the old cobwebs. Not sure what's out there. Won't be able to make it though. But wow. What an amazing building so far. Look, only one room in. But it's already telling us so much about the last owner. Don't fancy touching that electric box, do you? Jeez. The spiders have had an absolute field day. Belgacom. Not sure what that is. But let's head inside and check this place out. Absolutely amazing. We're going to head into that room in a sec. But we'll make our way through. What do we have here? Is this the front door, front entrance? It is. But we're not going to rush this place because it's absolutely amazing. So we'll come down to the front door and look at the size of the webs covering it. Guarding it almost. The tiled flooring. Cacti on the floor there. So this is what you'd see when you'd first enter the property through the front door. You'll walk in. We'll pass that door because we'll check that room out next. You have the frozen glass. Tile floor changes into this brown star pattern. You find these leather armchairs, and look where people's heads have been resting against it, and it's worn away at the leather. Little cushion for your tush. Hey look, another one of these heater tables. He's got two of them and I've never seen them before in my life. There's some coal down next to it. From the other one it looks like a pot sits in there and you heat that up underneath. Maybe the same here, but I've never seen that before. That's so cool. We just have an old flower resting inside. And once again, it's not Belgium without your religious artefacts. Literally everywhere. Another armchair. Another head mark. And look at that decay up the walls. Wow. Oh, that's an interesting light, isn't it? Not seen one like that before. It's pretty cool. circular bulbs. That's the room we've just come through. Not sure about that. But look, we have some alcohol on the table. He's definitely celebrated something recently. Well, just recently before he disappeared or passed away. The dust now gathering on there. Torches, flashlights. Another jacket over the back of the chair there. And check that old phone. The huge buttons on there. You're not missing that. You're not misdialing on them, are you? Little trinket cupboard, everyone's got one. Filled with just miscellaneous. Just things that don't have a home. Find a home in people's random drawers. Here we go. 2012 calendar. The 5th. Don't know what that is. October. 5th of October 2012. More of this frosted glass heading into an absolutely amazing, beautiful room. Look at this. The dining room, quite dark in here, but I think it really sets the atmosphere perfectly. It is abandoned. Wow. How amazing. Let's check out this dresser. And this one's got food on it, look. Chocolate. Cocoa. Wow. Baking powder, look, the mice have been at it. This seems to have some age to it, guys. I'm not sure what the age is, but as we've seen, the last date is 2012. It does feel a lot older. Some cups in there, but it's been cleared out. White mould creeping in. This tile on the wall. Coming up to this wallpaper that's peeling away. All around the room, look. Dining room table with some old black and white photos just sat here. Is this his wife? Oh yeah, look at this. We've got wife through the years. So young wife. Getting a bit older now, she's got glasses. And here she is when she's elderly. Maybe she passed away here. But look at that. Through the decades. Even younger there. Grandchildren, I suppose. That looks like him, but a lot younger. So there they are, guys. That's about the right time, isn't it there, them two? Wow. The light's fallen from the ceiling. Landed straight on this table. Look at the blue turquoise tile in this room. Jesus once again. Look how small this sofa is just sat in here. Cushions still perfect. Look at these though. The cactus. All the plants. Shows how long it's been abandoned. Cactus can last a long time without any attention. And these have just completely dried up and died, covered in cobwebs. Look, the spiders making bridges over. Wow. There's a little fly on there. Is he stuck? Is he pierced? We don't know. Flowers resting on top of this amazing dresser full of glasses, full of spices. Have to be careful in this window because we're looking right out onto the road there, look. Whew, someone walks past there and I've got this light on, they're going to see me. Clothes. Wow, I don't want to stay in this window too long, guys. Fireplace. Flyer has been taken. But the cactus once again. The religious symbols again. What's this? 11/02/29. Oh, 1929. And they died in 2005. Is that his wife? Oh, he's a vicar. Or a priest. Same guy here, look. That explains the religious artifacts. Different deaths from his family, I suppose. 77, 83. And then the symbol Jesus there on the cross, just on the fireplace. I'm a bit on edge in this room, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Mainly because you can see straight in through the road. But what an amazing room this is. Let's head through to the next. Frosted glass on the doors again. Wow. Wow, bedroom. The checkered tile floor. The cook chair. The fire's missing again, but you've got all this cactus along the top still, once again. Look at this. Not a single living plant in this house. No life in here anymore. But once upon a time, this was somebody's home. Somebody slept in this bed. Had a whole life together. Wow. Makes you think, doesn't it, guys? Clothes emptied out of this huge wooden wardrobe. That cactus, once again, all along the windowsill. That's now just cobwebs. Oh my days, look at that decay. Really coming through now. It's a shame when the water gets in. I'm just not going to walk in front of this window, guys, but there's another religious symbol up on top there. Jesus in the corner looking out over the room. But wow, check this bed. Looks like the mice and rats have been at it. What a shame. Here we go, here we go. Piss pots. Belgian piss pots under the bed. And it looks like a cane. Maybe used as a protection or a weapon. Hidden under the bed there. Here he is. His finger's broke. Lovely little drawer here. Dresser. Emptied out. Clothes there though. Look at that candle. Wash basins, look. Love to see them. I'm not sure what this is. Was this a cross at some point coming out the back? Oh no, the mirror would have been on there, wouldn't it? And there's Jesus looking out. Checking the place is alright. Making sure nobody comes in and ruins the place. But even he can't stop time. And he can't stop nature from doing its thing. There's that locked door that we saw earlier. And look, big chest freezers in this place. These are for cotton. They're all empty, fell out of the wicker basket. The webs, look, once again, just almost like a booby trap. You'd know if somebody came in here, wouldn't you? They'd all be broken. This looks like food storage in here, look. Don't know who's been at that. Probably some big giant rat. Their shoes, look, along that bottom shelf. Showing that they were tidy. This mess has been made by other people. Jars filled with different bits. Bits of metals. Some food in that one. The sugar moulding away there. Some letters, I'm not going to go through them. Old ironing board. Clothes on top. I've got to check one. Oh my god, the stench. And it's empty as well. But just a few bits of clothes on top. How amazing is this house? Complete time capsule once again. Amazing. And it's quite sad to think these people have left this house, their home. It's mental. Is this some sort of hello? Here's the mother load, look. All the alcohol. All bottled up. To be recycled. There's some broken bottles in here, so I have to be careful. Wow. You see this a lot in the older people's homes in Belgium. Preserved food. The wines, look, all dusty. I wonder what's in these jars. I don't want to open one.
Definitely do not want to open one. Receipts, here we are. This is the last receipt, and it was from the 15th of the 4th, 2011. There you go. The last person to hang something on there would have been the owner of the house. Last person to touch it would have been as well, because it's not something like explorers or vandals, thieves would touch. So he was literally the last person to hook something onto there. But how amazing, even finding piss pots. We absolutely love finding them. We're going to walk through again. Wow, these rooms are unbelievable. And we're going to make our way upstairs. I don't think there's too many rooms up there, but still, we've got to check the whole place out, haven't we?
Downstairs, the story slowly starts to come together. I found family photos, a portrait of a man who lived here, a priest, who stayed on after his wife sadly passed away. It looks like the house was last lived in around 2012, but since then, everything has remained exactly as he left it, silent, preserved, and waiting for his return.
This little runner painted up these narrow stairs, and let me tell you, they are narrow. White mould creeping up the banister. It's very plain. Look, the wind blowing that cobweb. Oh, that's strange. Upstairs leading out into the barn. Washing lines. How safe is this floor? Old pictures, look, artwork. Oh, the house is built into the barn, look. There's the bedroom wall. Here's the little corridor we've just come up. How crazy is that? The wind just making some knocks there, scaring the life out of me. But they've literally built their house into the barn. That's so strange. A ladder leading up on top there, but I don't think there's anything up there. Heading back into this makeshift house then. This has a lock from the inside. When that door's shut, you can lock it. Oh, how nice. How amazing. Just a small, I think that's a double bed, but it's so small. Nice little rug next to it. The chair. Oh, it's shiny, that floor, that's strange. Jesus and Mary looking at each other there. Wow. How low the ceilings are as well. The holy water. You'd have a little dip of that as you were leaving or entering the room. Clothes that have fallen or been pulled down. A single pair of pants just hanging there, look. In this sliding wardrobe, does that go right back? Yeah, we can see that inside the whole wardrobe. The rug there, look at this. Jacket hung over the back. And look at those cobwebs. Wow. It's absolutely crazy. Oh, it's a hay mattress, look. The mattress is literally covered in hay. Full of hay. That's interesting. Somebody tried to make that look like a body. Jesus. I suppose if you were in bed, you'd cuddle up to that, wouldn't you? This big cushion. You'd cuddle up to it. Maybe you wouldn't feel alone. And here's our boy, the owner of the house. Jesus resting against him, and him resting against this old cactus. Look at these drawers. Oh, this is his room, look. Maybe she got ill and was downstairs then. Because they've definitely made a makeshift bedroom. Oh, look, another bat. Or is it a candle? Do I touch that? That's an old sweaty candle. Oh, God, what's that doing next to the bed anyway? Oh, nearly went flying then. But how amazing is this room? Let's check out this last room. I wonder what's in here then. really dark room. Turn the light up. Wow. Big old wooden bed in here. Rug on the floor. This is cool. Separate bedrooms. I suppose you get a lot of that, especially in a religious house. I bet it was cold in here though. None of these walls are insulated. And as I said, it's just built into the barn. This her room. It's a woman's jacket. This is definitely her room. So I wonder whose room was downstairs then. Unless this was originally her room and then they moved her down there when she got older or a bit more ill. I've just heard something downstairs, hopefully the wind. And look at the little Christmas decoration. Wow. Flower resting next to it. I suppose this is hay as well. Oh my god, that's rock hard. Rock hard. Okay, explorers, that's inside the house. I've just heard something downstairs, so I'm a bit on edge here. I'll go and check it out, but I'm also going to take pictures for Instagram, get some B-roll for the video, and I'm going to meet you back downstairs, and we're going to check out what's in the outbuildings. Let's do this. And he's literally just seen a shadow on that door frame. I think I'm losing the plot. Right, let's do this.
Every room in this house tells the same story of love, loss, and quiet abandonment. From the withered plants to the untouched bedrooms, it's clear he left everything just as it was and never came back. Now all that's left is outside, and maybe a final piece to the puzzle.
Okay, explorers, pictures taken, B-roll done. What an amazing time capsule once again. Absolutely love this house. The story is beautiful as well. The old priest's house. Mason, cactus. But look how overgrown this garden is, man. You can't even get back there. And you walk out this back door, as I said at the start, and you walk straight into these barns, these huge barns. And it's literally what they made into the upstairs bedroom there, which is mind-blowing, really. Must have been so cold in the winter. I'm definitely hearing some noises, guys, which I'm not a big fan of. I mean, the wind's picked up, it could be that, but still puts you on edge. Look at these ladders up. Now, these are old wooden ladders, probably been here decades. And although I love an adventure, I'm also not bloody stupid. Build more. Is that like a rabbit's hutch? There's a few of them, look. For livestock. Full-on farmers, priests. That's cool. Little love heart. But you can see the age of stuff in this barn as well. It's crazy, really. I mean, there is a lot of cars about as well, which I'm not a big fan of. Look, if something drives past there now, they're going to see me. The house is explored and we're on our way out. So that's at least one good thing. But as I said, you can see how overgrown the garden is. There's outbuildings, but look at those nettles covering that. I don't believe there's anything in there. I think I'm stood on a ladder. Yeah, look, more livestock. Ladders everywhere. I've got myself on nettles now coming to there and there's nothing in there. Oh my god, I'm falling over that ladder. I don't want to get seen. I'm not sure what the old police here think of the urbex over in Belgium. I don't think they're a fan. But another creepy old barn, look. This is cool. Cool old trailer in here, look. got some age to it, hasn't it? Someone's booted the doors off this, look. I was hoping there was a car or something here. Can't see one. Look. Oh, that was a rookie thing, right out onto the bloody main road there. Let me get in the air out the way. Oh wow, these dog kennels? Chickens? Not sure. But bloody hell, there's a few of them. They weren't messing around. And look, you can just see the house now, the front of the house. But anyway guys, not much to look at outside, but the inside, what an amazing time capsule that was. Everything left perfectly preserved from when the last owners were last in the house, that I believe was 2012. Wow. So anyway guys, this hair's doing my head in. Need a haircut. Right, anyway guys, I'm on to the next one, and it's an absolute banger, so you do not want to miss this place. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hit the subscribe button, notification for future explores, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and hit the thumbs up so I know exactly what you want to see in the future. Whew, I need to escape this house now. Let's do it, let's go.